Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Medical Weight Loss Podcast. I'm Dr. Andrea Walker, family nurse practitioner and doctor of nursing practice, and the owner of Dr. Andrea's Medical and Weight Loss Clinic, as well as Serenity Health Innovations and Wellness here in Central Florida. It's been a while since my last episode. It was back in April, and I know some of you have been wondering what happened. Well, I'm back, and I've got some exciting updates to share with you before we dive into today's topic. First, I'm officially living in Florida now, and I've opened up a brick and mortar location for my practice, Serenity Health Innovations and Wellness, right here in Central Florida. We're offering weight loss, hormone optimization, peptides, metabolic health, and more. It's been a huge step, and I couldn't be more excited to serve the community both in person and virtually. Second, on a personal note, I've been preparing for one of the biggest milestones in my own fitness journey, my IFBB Pro figure bodybuilding debut. I'll be competing at the IFBB Hurricane Pro Show in St. Petersburg, Florida on October 17th. It's been a tough but rewarding journey, and honestly, it's reminded me of something I always tell my patients. Success comes down to dedication and consistency. Whether it's health, weight loss, or competing on stage, the principle is the same. You have to show up, put in the work, and stay consistent. Now, let's dive into today's episode. We're going to talk about peptides and how they can be incorporated with GLP-1 medications with a special focus on Sermorelin and NAD+. But first, let's quickly refresh on GLP-1s. These medications, like semaglutide and tirzepatide, work by mimicking a natural hormone in your body that helps regulate blood sugar and appetite. They slow down digestion, help you feel fuller longer, and reduce cravings. That's why they've become such a big deal in weight loss and metabolic health. But here's what I always remind my patients: GLP-1s are a tool, not a magic fix. Yes, they're powerful for appetite control and metabolic improvement, but without nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle changes, the results won't be sustainable. And that's where peptides come in. So, what are peptides? Peptides, in simple terms, are chains of amino acids, the building blocks of protein. They act like little messengers in your body, telling cells and tissues what to do. Some peptides stimulate hormones, some repair tissue, and some affect metabolism. So, what makes peptides exciting is that they're more targeted than traditional medications. Instead of forcing a process, they usually stimulate or support your body's own natural pathways. That's why they're gaining so much attention in weight loss, anti aging, sports recovery, and wellness medicine, which is all of what Serenity Health Innovations and Wellness focuses on. So, now let's talk about Sermorelin. Sermorelin works by stimulating your pituitary gland to release more of your own natural growth hormone. Why does that matter? Because growth hormone helps with fat metabolism, muscle preservation, energy, recovery, and even sleep quality. So the benefits are patients often see improvement in fat loss, lean muscle tone, exercise recovery, and sleep. Some may even notice more energy and better mood. Now, just like with anything, there's always risk and contraindications. It's not for everyone. Sermorelin shouldn't be used in people with active cancer, certain pituitary conditions, or uncontrolled diabetes. Side effects can include water retention, joint discomfort, or mild tingling at the injection site. But here's the big takeaway. Sermorelin doesn't replace growth hormone, it helps your body make more of its own. And when combined with a GLP-1, it can protect muscle while you're losing fat, which is critical for long-term success. I'm sure you've seen many people who take the GLP-1s, and guess what? They lose a ton of muscle. Don't be that person. So consider adding Sermorelin if you're taking a GLP-1 or if you're just on a weight loss journey. Now, let's talk about NAD+. NAD plus is a coenzyme found in every single cell of your body. Think of NAD plus as cellular fuel. It helps power your metabolism, DNA repair, and even brain function. So, what are the benefits besides those? Many patients report more energy, sharper mental clarity, better recovery after workouts, and even anti aging effects. NAD plus is also linked to mitochondrial health, which means healthier, more efficient cells. I push this in my clinic. Everybody should want to be healthy and live a good long life. Health is wealth. Now, again, of course, there are risks and contraindications. It's generally well tolerated, but side effects can include flushing, nausea, or headaches, and that's usually if the dosing is too aggressive. So, just like with the GLP-1s, don't compare your dosing to something that your friends or family may be taking. It does need to be dosed by your healthcare provider and dosed according to your needs. People with certain metabolic or liver issues should use caution. But what's exciting about NAD Plus is how it complements weight loss. GLP-1s can sometimes make patients feel fatigue, especially during calorie restriction. NAD Plus helps offset that by improving cellular energy and resilience. So I know a lot of people sometimes talk bad about compounding medications. There are compounding pharmacies that actually will include NAD plus in it, which I think is wonderful. But even if the compounding pharmacy does not include it, both of these medications are absolutely wonderful to add. So, why people stack them? So I will go a little further as to why people stack them. You may or may not have heard the term stacking. Stacking is an old term. I hear a lot of people who take GLP-1s, they use the term stacking as though it's new, but bodybuilders, such as myself, we have been using the term stacking for a long time. I've been bodybuilding for about 8 years. And so people will say, what are you stacking? What are your stacks? Stacking just mean what medicines are you taking together? So people tend to stack GLP-1s with Sermorelin and NAD plus and other things, but we're going to keep focusing on the GLP-1s, the NAD plus, and Sermorelin throughout this particular podcast. So why people stack them? Because each one targets a different piece of the puzzle. GLP-1s help control appetite and improve metabolic health. Sermorelin helps preserve muscle and improve body composition. NAD plus boosts energy, recovery, and overall cellular health. When you put them together, you get a synergistic effect, which equals controlled appetite, fat loss, muscle preservation, and better energy. It's not about replacing lifestyle, it's about supporting the journey and making results more sustainable. So I get this all the time. A patient will lose weight, but then they also lose muscle. I've seen patients who have added in Sermorelin and they look wonderful. And then I see patients who will not go to the gym, they lose a ton of weight, they don't eat adequate amounts of protein, and then they have the saggy skin. So you don't want to be that person. You want to go to the gym, which I realize a lot of people are not going to do that. So, especially if you're not going to the gym, if you know your diet is not on point, you should definitely be adding in some Sermorelin to your journey. So, you just want to make sure that while this may not be for everybody, it is a good idea to do your best to try to preserve as much muscle as you can while taking the GLP-1s. Now, on a personal note, as I've been prepping for my bodybuilding debut, I've seen firsthand how important recovery, energy, and hormonal balance are. Using supportive strategies like peptides and NAD Plus can make a huge difference, not just for athletes like myself, but for everyday people working on their health and weight loss. So, as we move into the final stretch of the year, I want to encourage you to stay focused and consistent. Whether your goal is fat loss, muscle building, or just feeling healthier, remember the basics. Don't forget to meal prep, remember to work out, and never give up. Dedication and consistency are the keys to your success. That's what I live by as a competitor and what I want you to embrace in your journey too. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and connect with me on Facebook or Instagram at Serenity Health Innovations and Wellness. Let's finish this year strong together. And remember, this podcast is for informational purposes only, should not be taken as medical advice. I am not your healthcare provider, and you should always consult your own licensed professional healthcare provider before starting or changing any treatment plan. I hope you have a wonderful and great week, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.